Revolutionary greetings. Haki Kweli Shakur coming back at you once again. Right before, transitional changes of the season. Summer was fun, as you know. Been kind of away from making the videos for a minute, but I'm gonna try to get as many videos as I can in, when I can, due to my schedule and all that. And hoping everybody, still out there studying and struggle and learning, about our great, rich, ancient history all across the board, politically, socially, spiritually. You know how we do it. I just wanted to say, the reason why I talk about spirituality so much, because, there's a lot of, people out there that are always wondering, and, constant, going back and forth and bickering over things about spirituality. Is spirituality necessary when it comes to, the plight of our people here in North America and, nationally and internationally, I just want to say this, like, spirituality is important, man, in this war that we're fighting to, liberate ourselves and liberate our people, man, because, all across the board and all through history, we are spiritual people, period. So it's like, it's nowhere in the world, you can be an African or a New African and, well, I ain't gonna say it's nowhere in the world, but it's important to some of us, New Africans and Africans, the spiritual science and the spiritual aspect of African people, period. That's just been a part of our existence all throughout our history, man. Even when we came into being. So it's like, especially during warfare, with the beast, and the, international and national, global elitist bourgeoisie. It's important to have, reconnection with our spiritual selves, man. Period. Because that's central aspect of what our African, mentality is, and our African inner selves is that spiritual connection to our ancestors, to the origin of our existence, which many call God, or the supreme being, or just the our first ancestor, the origin of our creation and our existence. That's central and important to most of us. So it's like, I'm not really talking to the people who don't, believe in that type stuff, but please just don't never get religion and spirituality, or speaking spirituality and religion in the same boat, because they're not the same thing. Religion is an institution. Spirituality is not an institution. Spirituality is a way of life. It's a part of being a African and a New African, man. And, we don't want wars through spiritual, embracement and spiritual, invoking. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't say it's not, a part of us, because it's been a part of all our history, military history, just all types of history. So it's like, it's important, man. And today, what I'm talking about, because I'm going to get right into this, I can't make this video too long, is on the Benin people of Nigeria and their ancient, Edo people, and their ancient indigenous spiritual scientists and their sciences, and their, ancient deities and their ancient cosmic forces and energies of nature, the spiritual world, ancestors, in the universe, cosmology. This is what this video is about, the Edo people of Nigeria. As you know, I'm a person, I'm fully connected with my West African, Central African, South African, history. That's what I'm into. I love Kemet, I love Egypt, I love Kush, I love Nubia. But I'm into my Niger-Congo bloodlines, because I know that's the bloodlines that we descend from, as far as the people here in North America that make up the nucleus and the populace of the New African nation and the New African peoples over here in North America, South America, and the Caribbean islands. That's our spiritual bloodline, the Niger-Congo peoples, which is the most ancient people on earth and the oldest people on earth, where Kemet and Kush descend from. You feel me? So that's why I'm so into this You know, especially my Nigeria, because Nigeria is like the mama to me, man. You know, because a lot of, and this goes back to just the southern history and the southern connection and the Caribbean connection to Nigeria and West Africa. So today's about the ancient, and you know, the Edo people are the ancient Benin people that you see on the beautiful sculptures that you see from out of that region. You know, that the scientists and all these people be taking and, you know, trying to make money off. And, you know, the classic sculptures and pictures of the Oba and all that type of stuff. This is what, these are the Edo people. You know, Nigeria just got some great people like you know, the Igbo, you know, the Yoruba, the Fulani, the Iwe. You know, they just got a lot of ethnic groups that are powerful in history, man, that, you know, that I like to talk about, basically. So let's get right into it. You know, these people are heavily connected to ancient Kemet and ancient Egypt. So, you know, I just want to throw that in there as I get into it too. The Edo people can trace their indigenous spiritual sciences to the ancient kingdom of Kemet, Egypt. The most spiritual sciences came through and from Kemet in Egypt to other parts of Africa. By priests, clans, traders, scholars who fled Egypt, as you know, due to the several invasions of North Africa and North Egypt from, you know, foreign invaders of those natures that came into Egypt, tried to conquer Egypt. Because, you know, Egypt was at its highest development stages when, you know, you start at, you know, when you're on top, you know, it's people that's trying to always take you down and want your spot and want to conquer your land. And so by these invasions taking place, you know, a lot of these great Kemetic Africans fled out of Egypt. They went back down south to their, you know, origin areas of, you know, Central Africa and up and down the East Coast lines, and some of them migrated out towards West. You feel me? So this is where your Edo people come from. They can trace their lineages back to ancient Kemet and ancient Egypt. The Edo cosmology is a unification of monotheism and polytheism. You know, monotheism is dealing with the so-called ideology of one God. That's, you know, uncontested. Polytheism is a pantheon of deities and cosmic forces and energies of nature. You see what I'm saying? Spirits also, and you know, I don't like to really say it like that, but you know, plus, you know, in other words, gods and goddesses. You know, because a lot of people got a funny, you know, thing about that word when we talking about certain cultures and peoples and their you know, deities. Some people don't like to call their deities gods and goddesses, so I'm gonna just use that on a basis of, you know, relation between me and my people in North America, so you can understand what I'm talking about. So yeah, polytheism is, you know, a pantheon of gods and goddesses. But at the same time, I just want to say, I don't really believe in the separation of monotheism and polytheism. I feel like that doesn't exist. I feel like it's just a miseducation on that. You know what I mean? Because what I believe in is we all have a first ancestor, which is creation. You see what I'm saying? Whether you call it God, the Creator, Allah, Oludumare, Chuck Wu, you know, just the many different names, you know what I mean, on what you think the supreme being and the origin of existence is. Me, I don't separate the origin of existence from the pantheon of the deities and the gods and goddesses, because they are cosmic forces and energies of nature and the universe, and, you know, being that all of us are connected. You see what I'm saying? So I don't like to separate that. So I don't really believe in the separation of monotheism and polytheism. But at the same time, I believe that, well, I know for a fact that these deities are aspects and manifestations and connections of the, you know, origin of our existence, whether you call it God or whatever you want to call it, creator or whatever. You know what I mean? These deities are aspects, manifestations, and principles of that one central origin, our first ancestor of, you know, creation of all existence. You see what I'm saying? So these specific deities are showing us and working with us because we all connected. Period. You see what I'm saying? So different deities and aspects of nature, you know what I mean, in the universe are telling us and showing us, you know, different things about creation and our origin, which is our first ancestors. You feel me? So it's really deep, man. You know what I mean? I wish I can get more elaborate into that, but I'm gonna just go ahead and move in because I want to get through this video, like I said. And these deities assist the high God in the physical. You know, I can't say physical. These deities help assist the high God in carrying out order in the cosmos, like I just explained to you just now, and on Mama Earth. You feel me? So it's like these deities assist the higher creator in cosmic order. Put it like that. You know, the physical world is a reflection of the spiritual world. The spiritual world consists of deities of the feminine and masculine, as you all know. We manifestations and, you know, of duality, polarity. So you can't get one without the other. So, you know, we're a reflection of the spiritual world. You see what I'm saying? So it's like in the spiritual world you got feminine and masculine. In the physical world, as you know, we got masculine and feminine gender. So that's how that thing is with ancient African indigenous spiritual science. Can't get one without the other, man. You know, the yin and the yang. It's basically, that's just how it is. So I'm gonna just go ahead and run through a couple of these deities, man, so y'all can go do y'all research and go look these deities up. These forces of nature and universe, these spiritual deities, man, that help in order, carrying out order in the physical, in the spiritual, you know, where the physical realm and the universal spiritual realms, man, that help assist. You know what I mean? So let me run down some of these deities. Some of these deities you have heard of before, but in the Edo indigenous spiritual cosmology, these deities have been, their attributes have been changed a little bit. You know what I mean? You know, in relation to what they believe in. You know what I mean? In these deities and forces. So some of these deities you heard before because they're part of the Yoruba. They're part of the Igbo. You know, all these people are connected somehow in some way. You feel me? This Nigeria. This West Africa. And the whole cosmology, you can see the similarities on how all these systems in ancient African are from the original universal mystery system, and they still had the same order. You feel me? So let's get right into it. The Edo deities, the deities of the great Benin. These deities are very powerful and ancient. First on the list is Osa no Bua. Osa no Bua is what you have as Allah, Chukwu, Oludumare. This is the supreme God and supreme being. The, you know, first ancestor. You feel me? That's in the universe. You feel me? Where this God, you know, lies at, you know what I mean, dwells at, you know, where also dwells, you know, in ancient African spiritual sciences, this God is uncontested. It's so far away. It's so, you know, how can I put it? It's so incomprehensible because everything is not made to comprehend in the physical form. So this, in most African spiritual sciences, the God is far away from the humans. You see what I'm saying? So that's just put it like that. You can see also where the Western Europeans stole a lot of their concepts from also. So Osa no Bua is the indigenous supreme deity of the people of Benin. He's benevolent and grants most wishes with his powerful Ishe, which is Ashe in Yoruba. It's the same thing. It's the same spiritual, you know, energy. He's the same as the Yoruba supreme deity, which is Olodumare. No different, same. You know, basically you can say, because it's all connected, it's the same thing. Quote, When God stands with a mushroom, it can break an axe. That's a quote of Osha Nobuwa. Moving right along to the next deity, which is, let me make sure I say this right, Yuhu Mawun, deity of your head. And what Yuhu Mawun is similar to your Ori, what basically is your Ori. It's just like I said, you can see some familiar things, but they're just different, and different names. Yuhu Mawun is the same as your third eye. It's your pineal gland. It's your inner head. It's everything that's in your mind, your intelligence, your third eye, man. Basically, you feel me? And Yuhu Mawun is your head that controls the implementation of your destiny. The head controls body and hands. The hands allow the ideas of the head to manifest. So, just like the Ori Yoruba, your Ori is what you get is what is the central part of taking you towards your destiny in the physical realm. You see what I'm saying? The Ori, the Yuhu Mawun, third eye is the most important thing to the physical human in the physical realm. This is your inner connector to your first ancestor and your inner G, your inner God. Period. You see what I'm saying? So always make sure you give salutations and give thanks and get in contact with Yuhu Mawun or Ori. That's central to indigenous spiritual science. It's the most important. You feel me? Next up is somebody familiar, Orunmila, the indigenous deity of wisdom, the great oracle of Benin. Same as Yoruba, Orunmila, the deity. Also, there's many divinations, deities, and oracles across Africa. So basically, all these things are the same. You see what I'm saying? Basically, the oracle traveled all across Africa. You feel me? And ended up in the city of Benin in Nigeria. And eventually arriving in Ife Ile, the holy sacred land of Ile Ife, where it settled at. Basically where Orunmila settled at. The great oracle of wisdom. This is where it settled at, in Ile Ife. But it stopped, and this is what the Edo people believe, so don't take this as my belief. The Edo people of the great Benin civilization believe that Orunmila stopped in Benin first, then settled in Ile Ife, which is very, very interesting, you know what I mean, and deep, and I can dig that. You see what I'm saying? Moving right along, something that here's one of the new, deities you probably never heard of. So let me get, it's a lot of deities you ain't gonna never heard of, but which I think is great. Moving on to the next deity, which is Oga Aga. Oga Aga is the deity of wisdom. This is the deity of wisdom of the Edo people. Orunmila is the deity of wisdom of the Yoruba people. You feel me? So let's get into that. Which is the Iha Omini Bond. Let me say it again. Iha Omini Bond. Which refers to the indigenous system of divination of the Benin people, as well as the prophet who brought to Benin identical to Ifa. Oga Aga and Orunmila are brothers in Benin. So these two deities both coexist in the great city of Benin, ancient city of Benin, because they're brothers, they're twin, they're basically the same divination. You see what I'm saying? Ogu Aga is on a higher order of divination than Orunmila in the great Benin city, meaning Oga Aga is their central deity of wisdom, which is higher. but it goes hands in hand with Oromila. Same thing. It's the same. It's the same divination, the same oracle, but they choose to call it Ogu Ega. Ogu Ega. Look that up. Next deity, Eshu, deity of confusion. He is the messenger who takes sacrifice to Eri Miwing, which is the spiritual world. Sacrifice is essential to indigenous spirituality, as you all know. There is no devil concept in indigenous African spirituality. Let's get that across to our people. There is no such, we don't believe in a devil. There's no such thing as a concept of a devil. Yes, we have a higher and a lower self. Yes. We have a positive side, a negative side that we come into existence with, due to how we come into existence, which is chaos. You feel me? So, positive, negative exists to humans. You feel me? But there's no such thing in no African spiritual, indigenous spiritual system in Africa, period, that has a devil concept. Witchcom is not a devil. Setian, he's not a devil. He's not the devil. Now, the European Western society took these deities and concepted their own concept, which they call the devil, which is total nonsense and mindwash. You feel me? Because it's not the truth. Christianity, all these people that they got the devil concept, it's not true, man. Satan, that's spookism. You know what I mean? Because the European has created what you call something to spook the mentality and to detach you from your inner self. And try to say it's separate from what you are. And I don't agree with that. You know what I mean? So, no, Eshu was never the devil of the Yoruba or the Benin people, the Edo. You see what I'm saying? He is the same as the Yoruba Eshu. It's the same, deity, cosmic deity. Moving right along, the most important deity of the Benin people, the most popular, which is Olukun, deity of ocean and water. He represents wealth and children. He is the most popular Edo deity of ocean, and often is depicted as an Oba. All waters and wealth flow from Olukun. And here's a quote. Ize, Amen, Vaughn, Aegeon. Water has no enemy. Powerful. You know what I mean? Because, water has no enemy. I mean, water is creation. Water is everything. Water is the description of our lives. It describes our lives and our mentality and how deep we can go. The Yanni, the Odu, comes out of water. You feel me? We all know the black woman is God. Her womb is water. The primordial waters is basically what Olokun is. And all these deities that represent water. Water is the most central element, period. Because that's what we come out of. Everything comes out of water. It's the central part of existence. Moving right along. Aura. She's similar to Mami Wata. Aura is the wife of Olukun. Aura must be appealed to in order to even approach Olukun. So you must go see how the woman is the vocal point. Like a lot of these patriarchal religions is not. You see what I'm saying? You must go through the woman to even approach Olukun. You gotta appeal to this beautiful woman, this beautiful goddess, this beautiful spiritual deity and cosmic force and energy of nature and the universe of the feminine, the feminine. Aura. Check her out, man. Aura represents beauty, which is the black woman, in the spiritual world. Olukun asked her to be his wife in the spiritual realm. Aura upholds justice, righteous. You feel me? She can also devastatingly reprimand any offender of justice and purity. So she stands for justice, and purity and righteousness. Anything that offends that, she can devastatingly reprimand any offender. That's just like Kali Ma. You know what I mean? That's just like all the great deities and forces and energies of Africa that's feminine is most likely the upholder of justice, man, and purity. You feel me? So that's deep to me. Next deity, Oshun. This is not the Oshun of the Yoruba. This is the other version of Oshun, which is the masculine. There you see you had a duality, masculine and feminine. In Yoruba is feminine. And in the great Benin, it's masculine. Oshun, the deity of medicine and magic. Oshun, indigenous deity in Benin. He owns all the herbs, roots, stems, instruments employed in medicine. He controls magic and medicine. Of the herbalists, the native doctors, the babalawos, the priests, the wizards, and witches. Oshun is symbolized by the snake. Like in ancient Kemet, a powerful, vital force is the snake, the naga, you feel me? The serpent, the chakra, you feel me? All that is symbolized in this deity in the Great Benin. All ancient cultures have connection to the vital force of the snake, because the snake is the ultimate symbolism of duality. Oshun colors is different from the female Oshun. His colors is red and black, and he's similar to Osain of the Yoruba. Oh, you know, Osain is the plant. You see what I'm saying? The chlorophyll, everything that's green, that's vital, that vital force and energy that humans and all types of mammals and animals that we need to survive. The vital force, that green, that Asar, that everything is connected to green. Ogun, all that, man. Moving right along. Ogun is an indigenous national deity of the Benin people. But in Benin, he has a different color, which is red, the Ododo. Red is Ododo in the Benin people. He's red. He still symbolizes the same thing. He's the god of war and metals. And when he came to Benin and came into existence to the physical world from the spiritual world, he brought everything into our existence, which is technology, communication, metals, anything that we needed to build up civilization. This is what Ogun stands for in the Benin. Moving right along to the next deity, like one of my favorites of the Benin. Ashango, deity of lightning and fire. He represents the ultimate male. His voice is of thunder. His colors is red, white, same as the Yoruba Shango, but this is a Shango. Two different names, but the same type of energy force, and he represents everything strong, the warrior. You feel me? So this is one of my favorites that I'm gonna really get into. I'm probably post some pictures on my Instagram. Moving right along. Aziza is this next deity. Deity of whirlwind and medicine. Just like wind, Aziza is everywhere all over the world at the same time. He's associated with the Asan, night beings. Aziza is colors are red, white, and black. He is similar to the Yoruba Aziza. Same deity, man. You know what I mean? It's no different. Same cosmic force and energy. It's no different. Same cosmic force and energy. Moving right on to the next deity. Ake, deity of hunting. Indigenous deity of hunting and archery. He does not miss his target. He's the same and similar as Ochosi or the Yoruba. Same deity. He's that deity that is the spotter. He's that deity that has to pinpoint things. This is your inner your inner vital force in the mind that has to pinpoint everything and hit that target in order for Ogun to come clear your way and come clear your path. Ake. This is what an Ake is. Moving right along. Ovia. is the river deity, same as Yemiya, no difference. Oba Minwe, deity of childbirth, is the eldest child of Osa no Bua, which is the supreme deity. Oba Minwe is the eldest child. Let's remember that. She bestows wealth in children. This is what this deity does. So you might want to get in contact with that deity. Amoton, deified communal ancestor. Amoton. Communal deification of an exceptional person is an ancient African tradition. Amoton was a famous woman of the Benin that gave Prince Ogun great assistance. He later became Oba Aware and deified her. So check out Amoton. This is a deity which is the communal ancestor, one of the most popular people in your ancestry, or of ancestry of African people. Moving right along. Just like how you got Egungun, you got Adion. Let me say that again. Adion. Adion is your ancestors and elders in Benin Edo traditions. Adion are family ancestors in the name of senior elders who this civilization honors and holds in high regard and in the place of age. You know what I mean? So this is the elder. Your blood ancestor, known and unknown, is Adion. This is the ancestors you get in contact with. This is the ancestors you ask for things. You know what I mean? And helping you towards your destiny. Man, like I always say, man, any religion or any system that doesn't have ancestral veneration in it, get rid of it. Because they replaced your ancestors with a savior. And black people need to get out of that savior complex mentality. Because no one is coming back to save you. You must save yourself. This is what indigenous spiritual science does for African people. It's about saving yourself and leading you towards your destiny. Period. Your ancestor is the central important part of you reaching your destiny in the physical realm. So get in contact with your Adion and your Agun. Period. Your blood ancestors whose blood pumps through your vein. Period. Moving right along. Azian is wizard, which is similar to the Yoruba Aje and the Yoruba Brujas. No difference. Same thing. And finally, Ogewu. Ogi Uwu. Because, it's hard saying these words. I'm still learning words in Nigerian words, man. And, our African words. Oge Uwu. Let me say that again. Oge Uwu is the deity of death, king of death. He feeds on the human populace. His wives are sickness and disease. Everyone must eventually meet Oge Uwu one day. Divination offers is a way to postpone the inevitable encounter with Oge Uwu, deity of death. You know what I mean? And his wives is sickness and disease, sort of like Baba Luwe. You know what I mean? He's similar to that Yoruba deity, but kind of different. And last and not least, before I shut this video down, is the Obo, the native doctor. The Obo rule is to ward off the use of poverty, wretchedness, and suffering, and to bring Iwere, which is good fortune, to his clients and his people. The Obo is the same and similar to the alchemist in the ancient Egyptian Kemetic tradition. He transforms bad luck into good luck. He transforms disease into good health. He transforms curses into blessings. The Obo played an eventual most important role in the making of the Benin Edo people. The Obo. The oboe is the native doctor. This is the doctor, you know, that brings Iwe good fortune. Sort of like your divination priest, similar to your female priestesses, similar to the Babalawo, but different, but kind of similar. The oboe, and that's basically it for the Edo, you know, the ancient Edo people's indigenous spiritual science. I hope this brings some kind of spark to your mind to go do research on the Edo people. I hope this brings some kind of spark to your mind to get reconnected and returning to your ancient African traditions. Just go back and research and try to find these spiritual system in its original forms, man, because it can help you. Because we're African people, man. This is what we've been detached from when we was brought here to this North American lands. When our ancestors were brought here, man. So it's important to get in contact with that. You feel me? Because you're reconnecting to yourself. Your indigenous self is all I always want to tell people, man. It's all about returning to your indigenous self, mentally, spiritually, man. Period. And this will help us, man, grow as a people, a new African people, and you know, one day liberate ourselves and return to our free selves, man. So that's the only reason why I love talking about ancient spiritual systems, man. So this has been the video on the Edo people and their indigenous spiritual sciences. The Edo people are descendants of ancient Kemet people. These one of the peoples in West Africa that are descendants, like the Akan people, who are descendants of Egyptian people, because not all people descended from Kemet people. That's another misconception. A lot of these people are the origin of Kemetic people, which is, you know, Niger Congo people, Central and South African people, which is the origin. And a lot of these ancient societies and civilizations and kingdoms in West Africa are descendants of the straight bloodline of Central Africa, which is the bloodline of Kushite people and Kemetic people, all people in the world. Period. Especially us new Africans right here in the hills of North America. So I'm going to sign off right here. Haki Kweli Shakur, the Cedar Gabriel Apostle. I'm back. Be on the lookout for new topics. You know what I mean? Power to the people who don't feel freedom. And, you know, Pomoja Tutashinda. Together we'll win. I'm out. Salute.